Hello and welcome back to another video by yours truly. So today's video is going to be a comparison between these two beautiful watches that you see on the screen right here, the Seiko Tuna Solar SNE 499 and the Citizen Pro Master Diver BN0151. So we're going to go through an unboxing, a comparison of the dimensions and specifications, as well as answering the question, which one of these two watches should you pick? So without further ado, let's roll up the B-roll and continue with the unboxing. I got my cool unboxing gloves on from Bijouterie at Assaleh, downtown Montreal. Visit them for all your watch needs. So we have the Seiko right here, an outer box, as well as an inner box, and the watch right here with a giant black pouch. We got a couple of goodies and tags in the case. The special PADI right here. PADI is the Professional Association of Diving Instructors, so they're an official partner of Seiko. As you can see, the tag is shaped like an oxygen tank, so it's pretty nice right here. We also have the hand tag right here, $450 MSRP, as well as the warranty information and the instruction manual. For the Citizen right here, we also have a little bit of an outer box, inner box experience. So outer box black, inner box white, and the box is kind of like a clamshell right here. So a little bit more premium box, a little bit more premium like watch holder pouch too. Like it's a foam instead of, you know, the cloth pouch right here. So it feels kind of premium. We also have, you know, the tags as well as the warranty information and the instruction manual inside, $450 as well. Don't buy these Citizens at $450. I got this right here at like 200 something dollars, so do not buy them at MSRP. I often find these watches heavily discounted. So in terms of dimensions, I'm going to be putting them up on the screen. As you can see, the Citizen is at 47 both across and lug to lug, whereas for the Citizen it is 44 across and 49 lug to lug. In terms of thickness, they are both very similar at about 12 millimeters, and a lug width of 22 for the Seiko and 20 for the Citizen. So I can already see you guys running for the hills because, oh my god, 47 millimeters and 44 millimeters is way too big for my wrist. But as you can see on my less than average size 6.5-inch wrist, they both wear very fine. The reason is because the dial size is actually the same dial size as a regular watch. As you can see, this is a 38 millimeter Hamilton right here. The dial is actually bigger on the Hamilton than on the Seiko. So effectively, because when you're looking at a watch, you're looking really at the dial, not at the case and the bezel, they both appear to be a lot smaller than what their dimensions would suggest. So as you can see, the 47 lug to lug is very compact. Most of the width is taken up by the shroud right here and the bezel. In terms of the ProMaster right here, by the case and the bezel. So in terms of the dial size, they're very regular sized dials. So they both wear very much smaller than the dimensions would suggest. But which one wears smaller than the other? I would say that the ProMaster, despite being 44 millimeters, right, still wears a little bit bigger because of his longer lug to lugs. So you have if you have a wrist that is smaller than mine, maybe at 6 inches, 6.25 inch, this might be a little bit too big for you because the 49 or almost 50 with the, you know, with the strap lug to lug might overhang your wrist. But as you can see on my 6.5-inch wrist, no problem at all. Whereas for the Seiko right here, having the 47 lug to lug, very compact hidden lugs right here, they will wear even pretty good on a smaller wrist. As you can see, the person that sold this watch to me wore it here and here from the, you know, the lines, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it on the light right here. So he wore it here, and he actually told me that this watch actually wears smaller than a lot of the smaller watches that he had because of the, you know, short lug to lug as well as the small dial size. So in terms of, you know, looks, you know, looks are very subjective. In terms of the Seiko Tuna, it is a very polarizing look. So you either like this look or you don't like this look, right? So personally, I like this look because I kind of think it's very unique. You know, it's not like a trying to be a submariner like 99% of the divers. Is really its own DNA and design. Actually, Seiko, the Tuna came out in the 70s as an automatic, and then as a quartz, and now as a solar, and then as an automatic again. So there's a lot of history and heritage with the Seiko Tuna, which is something that I love, and also has a very unique design. It's not to say that the Tuna is the only watch with a lot of heritage. Citizen has been popular with divers, with actual divers, since the 80s. So both watches have a lot of heritage. They're worn by actual divers that actually go diving, as you can see right here from the divers ISO divers rating. So both are professional tools and not like pieces of jewelry like certain dive watches that we know of. Submariner. But for some people, they might be a little put off by, this weird, like unconventional shape, right? So it is hidden lugs, giant case at 47 millimeters. So a lot of people might be put off by that. So if you're more of a person that is into like more classic looking dive watches, the Citizen might be a better choice for you. So we have, normal lugs as well as no like weird shroud right here. So we have normal lugs, normal case with a rotating bezel right here. So you might be more compelled to get the Citizen over the Seiko. One thing that I really like about the Seiko, I really like the dial here. As you can see, very nice patterns right here on the dial, very interesting. I also like the matching date wheel, whereas for the Citizen you have a white date wheel, whereas on the Seiko you have a black date wheel. So if you enjoyed this video, please do not hesitate to comment, like, and subscribe. I will be doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button. So in terms of lume, both watches have excellent lume. As you can see on the Citizen, we have turquoise lume on the indices and hands and a green pip on the bezel. So for the Seiko, is a lot more interesting. We have green on the minute hand and on the bezel itself, and turquoise on all the other indices. So both have excellent lume and they will last you for the whole night when you go to sleep. So very nice lume on both watches. So in terms of specifications, both watches are very similar. They both run on a solar quartz, moving at plus or minus 15 seconds a month. Mineral crystal, no sapphire here, unfortunately. 10-month power reserve on a full charge, whereas 6-month power reserve on a full charge on the Citizen. So in terms of the quality control and bezel action, Citizen is unbeatable. The bezel perfectly aligns and the second hand hits all the marks right here. It is a 60-click bezel, not a 120-click bezel. So it is less fun to fidget with, in my personal opinion. I much prefer to fidget with a 120-click bezel. It is a lot more fun to spin like this. But in terms of quality control, Citizen is unbeatable. So in terms of quality control, luckily for me, the bezel aligns on this Seiko model, but the second hand doesn't in true Seiko fashion, but it doesn't bother me as much. So we have the drilled lugs right here with no drilled lug on the ProMaster. So strap changes are going to be a lot easier on the Seiko. In fact, I ordered a couple of straps for this one because I'm not a big fan of these wavy straps because they feel a little bit chunkier. So I ordered a couple more straps and also ordered a metal shroud for this Seiko Tuna. You can also change the shrouds on these and mod the watch to your liking. So stay tuned for that video. So now let's decide on which of these two watches should you get. So if I was deciding, I'll probably be keeping the Seiko right here because I really like its quirky, unique look. But if you're not into this quirky look and you want a more classic looking, reliable solar dive watch, then the Citizen is for you. Another point of consideration is that if you have a smaller wrist, the Citizen might be a little bit big for you because of its longer lug to lug, whereas for the Citizen, it will probably fit most men's wrists, no problem. So in summary, if you like the cool, quirky looks, go for the Seiko. If you like the more classic look, go for the Citizen. If you have a smaller wrist, ironically, go for the bigger Seiko because of the shorter lug to lug. And if you have a bigger wrist, you can go for the Citizen. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions regarding these two watches, do not hesitate to ask down in the comments below. And of course, subscribe and like and comment. So today's episode was brought to you by Bijouterie Assaleh, located downtown Montreal, full authorized dealer for Hamilton, Tissot, Mito, Movado, Victorinox, Seiko, as well as Citizen. They also have some Casios and G-Shocks in stock, as well as some luxury watches like Rolexes, Cartier, as well as Omega and Zodiac. So if you're in Montreal, you're visiting Montreal, you're around Montreal, and you want some cool watches, do not hesitate to visit Bijouterie F. Assaleh. In fact, if you have a watch in mind in one of those authorized brands that I've mentioned before, you can actually message me on Northern Watch Club and I will try to get those watches to you. You can use code NWC to get 10% off everything in store and 20% off if you buy more than $2,000. So full disclosure, I do get a little commission off the sales, but it is a win-win-win situation. You get a discount, I get a commission, and the store gets to make a sale. So if you're in Montreal, if you're visiting Montreal or around Montreal, please do not hesitate to visit Bijouterie F. Assaleh. Before we leave, do not forget to subscribe. I am going to be doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. So click that subscribe button and click that like button and do comment if you have any questions on these two watches. Until next time, thank you very much for watching.